All right, good morning, Greenville. It looks like we're ready to get started. Greenville Rage is taking the ice. I'll do my best. Well, everyone, here's my disclaimer for my streaming today. As a newbie and someone who can't see very well, numbers and names are probably not going to be part of my streaming capabilities, so I'll do my best to commentate what I can see. But it definitely won't be Teresa level. All right, just under a minute before puck drop. Had a little bit of a late start this morning. All right, let's go Greenville. Greenville Rage versus CPH. All right, looks like we've got some energy on the bench over there. Let's go Rage. making noise. Here we go. Puck drop. CPH has possession. Greenville's fighting for it. All right, we're working on clearing that puck. Down against the boards. All right, Rage has it behind the net. Working on bringing it up the ice. Here we go, a little pass. In the neutral zone. Flying down to our net. Down in the close corner here. CPH has possession. All right, Greenville with the puck. Making their way up the boards. And Greenville with possession. Back to CPH. They're in for a shot. And goal for CPH. All right, here we go, Rage. Got an offsides call. Looks like there's something going on with that net down there. Ref's got it all set. Here we go. All right, Greenville fighting for that puck. Bringing it into the neutral zone. Little race, CPH, possession. Down in the corner. We're tucked down in. Turn and shoot. All right, we've got some passes. We have a shot on net. Blocked by CPH. All right, let's go, Rage. CPH bringing it down the ice. Greenville battling for it. All right, back into the neutral zone. Here we go. Puck against the boards. Behind the net. And we've got a black. Y'all, even with glasses, I can't see numbers. Pitiful. I can see white and green, though. All right, here we go, Rage. Rage is bringing it down the ice. Pass to the center. A little battle against the boards. Greenville possession. Nice pass. Back in the neutral zone. All right, who's puck? Greenville. Greenville's bringing it down. Pushing through. Looks like we've got some sort of call. All right, that was a penalty on CPH. Got a power play for Greenville. Here we go. All right, we're behind the net. Greenville's trying to dig that out. All right, we're keeping it down this end. And we're low here in the corner. Trying to bring it out around front. CPH back down the ice. All right, Greenville possession. Pass across the ice in the neutral zone. All right, here we go. Greenville shot on the net. All right, we're down against this close edge over here. Greenville has possession. Ooh, shot on the net. Blocked by CPH. Looks like we'll take a face off right down below here. Oh, let's keep it in. All right, we got some feisty sticks down there. All right, CPH. Oh, Greenville's got that puck. Shot on the net. All right, we've blocked that puck. Bringing it back down the ice. Nice passing. And, oh, good pass to the center. Shot on the net. Here we go, Rage. All right. Puck went a little too far down the ice. All right, we've got a little battle right here in the neutral zone. CPH has possession. All right, we're back down with an icing call. And we'll face off down by our net. Yo, we've got a great DJ in the house this morning. Not sure who that is, but thank you so much. All right, let's go, Greenville. Bringing it down the ice strong. We've got a shot and a cover by the CPH goalie. All right, we've got lots of passing this morning, folks. Little tumble here. All right, penalty for CPH. We're bringing that puck right back down here. Another power play for the Rage. Ooh, shot on the net. Lots of good pressure. Turning that puck right around. CPH bringing it down the ice. Greenville with the puck between his skates. Sometimes hard to see. All right, Greenville's on that CPH player. He dumps the puck behind. All right, here we go. We cleared up that ice a bit. Puck down close to the walls here. All right, who's coming away with it? Greenville with the puck. Nice pass. Shot on the net. CPH blocked. All right, that's what we need. Greenville, lots of shots. All right, another shot. And a shot on the net. Ooh, we've got some action right there, folks. Let's go, Greenville. CPH down at the other side of the ice. Shot on the net. No goal, folks. All right, Greenville with that puck coming down strong. Here we go. And with a shot on the net. Oh, and a block. Let's go. Woo, we've got some action. And some noise in the house here. Puck is still down on our end. Get it to the... All right, here we go, Greenville. We're down in the corner. We've got a whistle. All right, Greenville, we like that action down here. All right, CPH with the puck. Greenville clearing it. Here we go. Quickly down the ice. Let's see. And we've got a goalie cover. Got just under 5 minutes left to this first period. Greenville's working really hard to keep it down. CPH with that puck. They're going in hot here. And back down our ice. Greenville Rage. I think they all ate their Wheaties this morning. Wheaties and OJ. Here we go. Nice shot on the net by our defense. And we've got a goal by Jackson Hill. Way to go, Rage. All right, folks, we've got a score of 1-1. Let's take that puck out. Down in the corner with the puck. All right, here we go. Rage sending it up the ice. Let's go. Clear it out of there. We've got lots of teamwork this morning. Down in our corner. In front of the net again. Another shot. We've got a cover. All right, Greenville, let's go. Making a plan. CPH with the puck. Greenville shutting it right down. We love this energy, Greenville. Keep it up. All right. We had a shot on the net. No goal. Looks like we'll take a face-off right here in this corner. Ooh. That was a quick shot. We'll just park right here. All right, CPH sending the puck up. Looks like it's a race for that puck. Greenville behind the net. All right, Greenville bringing it down into the neutral zone. Icing? Question mark? Looks like it. All right, let's go, Rage. We're down in that far corner. All right, good job clearing that puck. Yep, we're out. These kiddos are working so hard this morning. Oh, so close. All right, who's got that puck? All right, come on, Rage. We're behind the net with the little puck battle. CPH is out with it. Looks like that puck wanted to visit our bench. Almost a minute left to period one. Score is still 1-1. All right. Rage wants to get rid of that puck. CPH has possession. Shot on the net. And we've got a goal for CPH. All right, current score is 1 for Greenville Rage and 2 CPH. All right, here we go. Greenville's down the ice. All right, we need some help down here. Here we go. Greenville's keeping it down on our end. Oh, we've got an offsides call. All right, let's have a strong finish to this first period, Greenville. In the neutral zone, down in CPH's offensive zone, shot on the net and a block by Greenville Rage goalie. All right, under 20 seconds left. Puck is behind the net. All right, Greenville, not a bad way to end period number 1. The score is 1 Greenville Rage, 2 for CPH. go. Switching ice. We're shooting on the other end now. Period 2. Greenville Rage 1. CPH 2. We're turning that puck around. We're in the neutral zone. Down in the corner. Let's see. Where are we? Here we are. All right. Greenville's bringing that around. Up the ice. All right, we've got a shot on net. CPH goalie's covering. Or caught it. I think it was more of a catch. Face off in the corner. We're behind the net. All right, CPH wasted no time. They're bringing it right down, but Greenville's right on them. Greenville's bringing out of the zone here. Into our offensive zone. Little battle against the wall. Greenville with the puck. All right, puck down here. Far corner. Close corner, rather. Lose a bit of that angle there. All right, here we go. Looks like 96 for a breakaway, a shot. And let's see what we have here. And an icing call. Gonna slide back down here. All right. Puck was passed back to defense. Around back here. Gonna bring it out front. Pass gone a little bit too far. All right, Greenville with the puck. CPH is on him. All right. We've got a pass and a shot, but a block. Woo! We have some tumbles here. Now it looks like we have a call. Not sure on who. Looks like on Greenville, unfortunately. All right, power play for CPH. Greenville's going to work hard to clear it out, though. I just know it. Lots of pressure on the puck. Okay, we had a shot on net, no goal. All right, here we go. Good job, Greenville. Oops. All right, looks like that goalie came out of the net a little bit. Greenville with the puck. Against the wall. Here we go, right to center. And they shoot and they score. All right, just under 12 minutes into period 2 with a score of 1 Greenville Rage, 3 CPH. And we've got a goalie switch out. Good job, Max. It looks like Noah's coming into net. All right, we have an icing call coming down to our neck of the woods here. All right, in this close corner, got Rage with the puck. All right, neutral zone. Let's see, we've got a pass. Behind the net. We've got to race the puck. CPH with possession. Greenville shutting it down. All right. Lots of Greenville action on CPH. And an icing call. We've got a bit of a camera dance this morning. Lots of back and forth. Oh, it looks like we had the puck over on the CPH bench. All right, let's clear that puck, Greenville. All right, down in this close corner. All right. A little too close for comfort. Let's clear that puck. It was a quick shot on net. All right, where's that puck? We're in the neutral zone, folks. Greenville is heavy on CPH. We've got a player down here, though. And the whistle blow. All right, looks like we're okay. I hope everyone at home is snuggly and warm because this rink is frigid. No amount of layers. Here we go, Greenville. Bringing it quick down the ice. We've got a shot. Didn't quite make it to the net. We're keeping it down in our end. Woo. CPH with possession. Greenville shutting it down. Trying to clear it out of this zone. We're down in the corner. Right up against the walls. And that'll be an icing call. Sneaky puck there. All right, we've got a cover by the CPH goalie. Looks like we'll do a face-off on that far end. All right, Greenville with possession. We're behind the net. Wrapping around. Nice pass to defense, but CPH has that puck. Bringing it down quickly. A shot on the net, but no goal. All right, here we go, Greenville. Trying to dig that out of there. All right, bringing it quickly down to our end. All right, pass to the center. We're against the wall here. Oh, a little tumbling going on. And I hear a whistle. Not sure who that's on. We shall see here in a moment. Oh, looks like whistle on Greenville. Power play for CPH. All right, we're out of their zone here. We're going quick down to Greenville. Greenville's got the pressure on CPH. It's a game of who can find it first. All right, CPH with the puck. Greenville quickly on him. All right, we're clearing that puck. All right, let's see some action on this net. All right, keeping it in, and it looks like we've got another call. Woo-wee! We've got a couple of Greenville sitting in the box right now. We've got 3 players on. I don't know what to call this. Still a power play, but is it called something else? Somebody help me know. 3 versus 5. How about that? We need to turn up this heat, Greenville. Shot on the net, but no score, no goal. All right. We heard a whistle. I think it's a high stick. All right, let's go, Rage. CPH with the puck, Greenville on him. Shot, no goal. Down in the far corner here, close corner. And we had a shot, but no goal. Way to go, Noah. All right, we're back to 4 players, folks. Still on a power play for CPH. All right, Greenville, let's get aggressive. Ooh, good, clearing that puck out of there. Ooh, a little back and forth. We're behind the net. We have a shot and a goal. All right, with 4 minutes, 37 seconds remaining to period 2, we've got a score of 1-4. 1 Greenville, 4 CPH. We're out front, but trying to clear that puck out of their zone. Yes, and it goes into the neutral zone. We're back in CPH land. Greenville's on them. Down in the corner here. A little hard to see. Really hard to see. All right, we're going fast down the ice. I think that's number 9. Behind the net, CPH has the puck. All right, Greenville dumping it out of there. All right, here we go, Greenville. In the neutral zone. All right, let's keep the puck down there for a bit. We've got a puck battle down in the corner. Greenville's got the puck. All right, we're keeping it in. All right, we're digging at the skates here. Back to defense. Pass across the ice. Shot on the net. Let's see if we can dump that in. Ooh. CPH with the puck. And we're getting rid of it. Thank you, Greenville. Shot on the net. Looks like an offsides call. We've got some busy sticks down there. All right, we're crossing ice. Sending it up to the neutral zone. Greenville, here we go. Greenville with the puck. All right, we still have it. Using the boards. All right, Greenville with the puck. Here we go. Let's see some action on that net. CPH brings it down the ice. All right, we shut that one down. Here we go. We've got a breakaway-ish. Little pass to the center. CPH with the puck. And we've got an icing call. All right, 28 seconds left of period 2 with the face-off. All right, we are almost back down to our zone. Little action in the neutral zone here. Some passes back and forth. We're trying to stall a little bit, and that'll do it for period 2. Current score, 1 Greenville Rage, 4 CPH. Rage. I know they're going to be working hard to close this gap for this third period. A lot can happen in 15 minutes on that clock. Here we go. Greenville with the puck. Coming in quick. Shot on the net, and we've got a goal. Let's see. Number 9. Way to go, Rage. We have Rage 2, CPH 4. Let's maintain this energy. Here we go. Everyone at home, we need a little bit of cheering from you too. Let them hear you, people. CPH with a shot, but no goal. All right, we've got a block by our goalie, Noah. One of my favorite things to see is them encouraging each other. All right, here we go. Greenville with the puck. Right into the neutral zone. Lots of traffic, though. Ooh, we've got a loose puck, but CPH found it. All right, good cover by Noah. All right, Greenville with the puck. CPH is on them, though. All right, we're down in the zone here. Let's see if we can get some shots. And I see an arm up. Who's this on? Oh, fiddly foo. That's on the Greenville Rage. All right, power play for CPH. The shot goes a little high. That's all right. We'll take those high shots. All right, Greenville's clearing it, and he's coming quick down the ice. Ooh. All right, Greenville with the puck behind the net. Here we go, Greenville. I believe that's number 88 if my eyes weren't playing tricks on me. All right, a shot but no goal. Went a little wide. All right, Greenville with the puck again. Shot goes high, and I hear a whistle. All right, we've got 17 seconds left to this power play. CPH with the puck. All right, Greenville clears it. And we're hustling down the ice. Let's see, where are we going? All right, we're down in this corner. Behind the net. Trying to wrap it around front. All right, Greenville's on them. All right, let's go, Greenville. We've got a shot that goes wide. Down in the corner. Greenville with the puck. CPH with the puck. Neutral zone. All right, here we go, Greenville. All right. We had a shot, no score, no goal. Why do I use those words interchangeably? They're not interchangeable. A goal is what happens to change the score. Come on, Jeff, get it together. Here we go, Greenville. Face off down in the corner. All right, shot but no goal. Blocked by Noah. All right, we don't have a budget to score right now, folks. It's still 2-4 to Greenville, 4 CPH. Let's shut them down, Greenville. All right, here we go. Greenville with the puck. A pass that just doesn't connect. Here we go. Greenville's coming down. Here we go. Let's see, it's at his feet. Shot in the net, goes wide. All right, what are we doing, Greenville? Clear the puck. CPH with the puck. He's coming around. All right. Sounds like a cover. Way to go, Noah. Nine minutes, 20 seconds left to period 3. All right, Greenville with the puck. Ooh, out front. The nice shot. All right, we've got some action in front of the net. Puck is down in the corner. Greenville with the puck. Neutral zone. seems to be a race to the net here. Let's go, put it on the net. Woo! And we've got a whistle. Sorry, y'all. I left the camera down on the end. All right, we've got a penalty on CPH. All right, power play for Greenville. Eight minutes, 19 seconds left. Let's go, Rage. All right, where's that puck? Down behind the net. All right, Greenville's on that CPH player. Puck is behind the net. Greenville's coming out with it. Looks like CPH is back to full strength. All right, a shot that looks like was kicked out of the way by Greenville. Greenville's coming down. Ah, man. Offsides. All right, here we go, Greenville. Put that puck on the net. Woo! Strong shot by number 5, Thomas. Let's go, Greenville. Shut it right down. Thank you. A little bit of back and forth in the neutral zone. CPH with the puck. A lot can happen in 6 minutes. Let's go, Greenville. All right, here we go. Let's shoot that puck. All right, shot in a block. Here we go, face off in this corner. All right, looks like both teams are hungry. Ooh, little collision. All right, Greenville sending it up the boards. CPH going behind the net. Here we go. Shutting that right down. Woo, we are busy right there. And it sounds as though we've got a goal for CPH. All right, with 4 minutes, 27 seconds remaining to period 3, we have a score of 2, Greenville Rage, 5, CPH. All right, we have a puck battle down in that corner. Loose puck, and Greenville has it. Oh. Here we go, Rage. Gets out of the CPH zone. All right, Greenville with the puck. All right, here we go, Greenville. All right, we've got a call on CPH. Power play for Greenville Rage. All right, Rage. Let's turn this up. Close this gap a bit. All right, shot. Doesn't quite connect. Let's go. We're down in the corner. Greenville with the puck. Greenville trying to find the puck here. All right, let's go. Ooh, we have a pass back to D. Shot. Let's see if we can knock that in. Let's go, Rage. Let's get busy with those sticks. All right, where's that puck? Right down below us here. Still, here's the puck here. CPH. All right, we're still 5-on-4. Greenville with the puck, right into the neutral zone. Here we go. Let's shoot that puck. Ooh, good catch by CPH goalie. Here we go, Greenville. We're right here. Shot on the net. All right, we're crossing the ice, opening it up. Behind the net, Greenville sends it up. Pass to the center. Greenville coming in. Ooh, we need some pressure on that puck. Here we go, Greenville. Coming in again. Who's there to help? Ooh! Puck in front of that goalie, but we've got a whistle. Oh boy. Refs say not this morning, gentlemen. All right, under a minute left. Score is 2-5. To Greenville, CPH 5. Let's go, Greenville. Keep fighting. For the puck. Greenville with the puck. Bringing it back down for the last 10 seconds. And that's a call for Greenville. All right, Greenville, let's finish this off strong. Get rid of that puck. And that's a game, folks. Greenville 2, CPH 5. Thanks for joining us this morning. Greenville worked hard. We'll line it up at center ice here. Good game, everyone. Hope everybody enjoys their Sunday. Until next time.